I'll be your guide today at the Ann Springs Close Greenway. The Greenway is located 15 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a small town called Fort Mill, South Carolina. We are a 2,100-acre nature preserve, which is twice the size of Central Park. In 1995, this land was donated by Ann Close's 8 children and dedicated to their mother for her commitment to recreation and the environment. If you're really lucky when you're out on these trails, you might run into the 92-year-old Ms. Close, as she likes to get out here on a regular basis by foot and on horseback. We have 40 miles of trails here that you can mountain bike, hike, or even horseback. Today we're going to focus on the Lake Hagler Trail, which is a 1.3-mile trail around our man-made lake. You can also do some camping here, whereas we have 15 primitive camping sites, and you can bring your horse if you want to camp for a couple days and explore the trails. Today we're going to get out and we are going to learn some history, learn a little bit about man-made lakes, and hopefully even see some animal residents. So let's go check out the lake. Come on. We are now standing on the edge of beautiful Lake Hagler. It is the largest of our lake in the Greenway. It is 28 acres, which is about the size of 28 football fields. But interesting enough, at the deepest point, it's only about 12 feet. Now this lake was named after an Indian chief. When the settlers came down here in the 1600s, they ran into the Catawba Indian tribe, who they've never run into before, and they weren't quite sure how to address the man in charge. So they thought about it and decided that King Hagler was something that he deserved. Now a really important part of history of the Greenway here is the Nation Ford Trail. Now this was a huge part because it helped with all the trade when the North would come down from the South, and not only did it help with the trade waves, but that was how Fort Mill was built, was all the settlers coming down from there and settling in this area. Now the Greenway is lucky enough that we have the longest part of the Nation Ford Trail of about 2 miles that is not commercialized, and it goes right through our Greenway. It starts at one side, comes down through here, you see it goes to the lake, and ends up on the other side. And the funniest thing about this is that it started out as a buffalo migration trail. So hundreds of years before the travelers and settlers even started down the trail, the buffalo were migrating from the north to south and forming this natural trail. Next we're going to go over and look at one of the dams. This lake was formed by 2 man-made dirt dams, and so we're going to go take a look at it and see how it works with the environment. So come on, let's go look. Holding up his wings. He's drying out his wings. You see him? So this is really exciting. I don't know if you can see it, but we have a cormorant that's out there, and he's been putting up his wings so they can dry out in the sun. Right now he's just kind of resting, looking around for some fish, and just taking a little break. So now let's head on to the dam. One of 2 dirt dams that was built to create Lake Hagler. The dirt was brought in a very straight and flat area, so you can see the whole side of the dam here is very, very straight and flat. Now if you were to see this from the shoreline, it would also have a very flat and straight side to it. Now with a man-made lake, you have to be able to control the levels of the water. So we set in a huge drain pipe out there, and when the water levels got too high, we would just crank it down and it would drain out like a bathtub. When the level got to where we wanted, we just cranked it back closed. Now this got a little time consuming, so we decided to be more efficient and create what's called the Greenway Spillway. We opened up this dam a little bit, which created a water flow that would come down here, create a creek, and create what we like to call the Greenway Waterfall. So this spillway had 2 main reasons for that. It helped control the levels of Lake Hagler, but also beavers are attracted to the sound of running water. So instead of the beavers hanging out on the edge of the lake, causing a lot of damage, we have encouraged them, with the sound of the water, to create their habitats out here. Beavers are really, really cute, but they can be really, really destructive. And besides humans, they're one of the top animals out there that can change a whole habitat and environment.
So there are times when we get too many beavers out here because it's such a small area that we do have to capture them and relocate them. Next, we're going to go check out our wood duck boxes. We've built these all around the Lake Hagler to encourage the habitat of the wood duck to come and nest here year after year. So let's go check it out. What we have here is a wood duck box. The Greenway has built these and placed them all around Lake Hagler to encourage the wood ducks to come and build their nests here on the lake. They were on a decline for a while, but they're slowly coming back, and this year we actually had 5 clutches, which we were really excited about. So the wood duck is a very brightly small little duck, and the male has this huge plumage that comes out the back. Now, one of the really interesting things about the wood duck is in their natural habitat, they'll nest anywhere from 3 feet to 55 feet up in the tree. Mama will pull out her feathers and some twigs and some leaves and build a nest way up in the air away from the predators. Now once they hatch, Mama jumps out and she goes down to the bottom of the tree and she turns around to her babies and she goes cheep, 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 cheep to call them to come out. They have claws at the end of their feet that they actually claw their way out of the nest to get to the top, and then they jump to the ground all the way down and land without being harmed. Now, a lot of times mamas go and try to build their nest close to water where it might have a soft landing, but they can't always do that. And these little babies hit the ground and they all seem to survive. Now, when they're born, they can already eat and swim on their own. So mom leads them off to the lake, and then what she does for them is to waterproof their leaves, their feathers. She goes and uses the oil gland and helps them waterproof all their feathers because they're not old enough to do that. There's an oil gland back by their tail, so she helps to use that to spread the oil on them. Now, the wood ducks, we have them spaced pretty wide away around the Lake Hagler. If you get them too close, some of the moms are lazy and they'll go and lay their eggs in another duck's box, and so they have to take care of their babies. So the wood ducks are a very interesting little bird. They're fascinating to watch. They're very, very cute and pretty, and we encourage them to come back every year for all the visitors to see. So next we're going to go check out the Nature Center, which is one of my favorite places, and it houses our snakes and our turtles and has a lot of interesting facts on the Greenway. So let's go take a look. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to end our hike here at the Nature Center, which is also at the Lake Hagler entrance, which is one of 5 entrances of the Greenway. Today I took you out to Lake Hagler and told you about the history and how it was built. We also learned about how the spillway is so important for the health of the lake and for the beaver population. And it was a lot of fun to go and check out the wood duck boxes that we built all around the lake to create a habitat for the wood ducks. So the Nature Center has some really neat things in there. We don't have time to go in there today, but I encourage you to come back and not only check out the Nature Center, but check out one of our other entrances to the Greenway, and we have 40 miles of trails for you to explore. So come on out and get outdoors. The Greenway is located 15 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a small town called Fort Mill, North Carolina. Let's go check out the lake. We are standing on the edge of beautiful Lake Hagler. It is the largest lake on the Greenway. It is 2,800 acres. No, it's not. It's 28. Standing on one of 2 dirt creates a really nice nest for her birds. I forgot this again. Sorry. With our snakes and turtles and whatnots.